Hey guys, well this isn't something you get to review every day. We just wrapped up riding GasGas's new 2020 TXT Racing 250. Now what this motorcycle is, it's a 250cc trials bike. If you're not familiar with a trials motorcycle, these motorcycles are designed to go up and down crazy obstacles, whether it's big rocks, big logs, doing crazy acrobatics that you wouldn't think are possible on a motorcycle. That is what this motorcycle is designed to do. For the 2020 model year, KTM Group out of Austria, they've actually purchased GasGas. GasGas is a Spanish company. They've been making these trials style motorcycles in Spain for a long time. KTM's purchased them and they will now be leveraging their North America dealer network. Now, it was a really neat experience to ride this TXT Racing 250. I've never ridden a trials motorcycle up until the other day, and they're really neat machines. Compared to a typical motorcycle, they're very different. Riding these things is all about balance and patience. If you're a rider who likes to go fast, you like to hit things hard and are a little bit of a spaz, that type of riding style doesn't work so much on these trials bikes. These bikes are all about calculated maneuvers. It's powered by a 250cc two-stroke single-cylinder engine. This engine's water-cooled. It's not oil injected or fuel injected. There's a carburetor on it. You have to mix the fuel. The ratio, if my memory serves me correctly, is around 80:1. So it's a little bit leaner two-stroke ratio than you typically run in a motocross bike. But that's because this engine, it doesn't rev very high. These motorcycles are all about low-end, immediate torque. From the time you pop the clutch, the engine has a lot of torque for a single cylinder dirt bike. And that torque allows you to get over obstacles very quickly. You don't have to rev out the engine, you don't have to shift a lot of gears. The working man gears inside this motorcycle are first, second, and third. It's got a 6-speed gearbox, but 4th, 5th, and 6th gears are mainly for transferring to other parts of the trials course. This motorcycle is actually fitted with an LED headlamp. And that LED headlamp and taillight are for when you're using the motorcycle for a transfer section. And that's what these motorcycles are designed for. This is a competition spec motorcycle. It's designed for someone who wants to compete in a trials competition or ride recreationally instead of riding a typical enduro bike, just because these motorcycles can go up and down objects with such ability. There's no seat on this motorcycle, so the whole time you're standing on it. Conversely, when you're riding a typical dirt bike, you usually squeeze the bike with your knees. These motorcycles have a different riding experience. It's more almost mountain bike based, where you have a stance, you're standing on upright, but you're not squeezing the bike. Your knees are a little bit apart, your feet are a little bit apart, and you let the bike move beneath you. If you try to ride the bike where you're really holding on for dear life, it's not gonna perform. It's very much like a mountain bike where you want the suspension to work, and you want the motorcycle to do the heavy lifting for you. Disc brakes, front and rear, have a good amount of feel. There's a lot of control. The fork and shock. The fork has a little bit over 7 inches of travel. The shock has just under 7 inches. And the suspension calibration on these motorcycles is very springy. These are motorcycles that have a lot of spring, they have a lot of pop, because more experienced riders want to use the actual suspension to complement the engine torque to help pop over obstacles. Of course, the fork has rebound damping control, as does the shock, so you can set up the spring return action the way you like it to get the pop the way you want. But overall, a very neat motorcycle from GasGas. It's really amazing to see the kind of obstacles you can go over on this motorcycle. It rolls on 21-inch front, 18-inch rear spoke wheels, just like a modern dirt bike, but the tires on this bike, especially the rear, Michelin X11, and the tire is so gummy. It is so soft, so gummy. It's made to be able to grab traction over anything, whether it's rock, wood. These tires have the grip to get over stuff. It's also interesting that The rear tire is actually a tubeless design. You run them around 5 PSI, where the front's actually a tubed design. And the front tire's tubed just because the sidewall is so much shorter than the rear. And you need to have that tube so the tire doesn't fold in on itself. But if you're looking for a motorcycle that's really gonna teach you how to balance, it's gonna teach you bike handling skills, something that you're gonna be able to manipulate and ride at a slow speed up and down objects and get a good feel of the capabilities of a two-wheeled motorcycle in that environment, these GasGas motorcycles are a great option. $7,600 is where this bike sits. This is a 250cc machine. GasGas also makes a 125cc, which is designed for entry-level trials riders. There's also a 280cc TXT Racing machine, which is the old premier class. That's for like the old stalwart guys who want the old style competition spec bike. Conversely, the top pros, guys like Geoff Aaron, they're gonna be wanting to ride the TXT Racing 300cc. That's the new premium class. But for bang for the buck, for the average weekend warrior dude who just wants to experience trials riding and have a bike that's really versatile, this GasGas TXT Racing 250 is a good option for that. All right, guys, that's a wrap from this review of the GasGas TXT Racing 250. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe to our channel, leave us a comment, and we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, okay.